Today I want to talk about learning Russian, how I managed to learn Russian, and the number one tip for learning Russian that will save you months, years of wasted effort. Russian is considered a difficult language. But why is it considered a difficult language? Is it vocabulary? No, the vocabulary is not difficult to learn, just a matter of learning lists and words. Is it because of the alphabet's different than the Latin alphabet? Nah. That takes what? 2 hours and you've learnt the alphabet. That's not a problem. There's one reason why Russian is considered a difficult language to learn, and that is because of grammar. The Russian grammar is the biggest pain in the arse for a Russian language learner than anything else. It's a nightmare. You've got this case system where you need to know these things like the genitive case, the locative case, the accusative case. Man, it's a nightmare. And it put me off learning Russian for many years, and it stunted my progress completely. Because I was both terrified by the grammar and I was perplexed by it. You know, let's take the word big, bolshoi. You know how many ways you can say the word bolshoi in Russian? There's probably 100 ways. Bolshoi, bolshom, bolshich, bolshamu. It's very difficult. Здравствуйте. It's almost impossible to learn that unless you live in Russia for a number of years and just drill it and drill it and drill it. But not everyone has the luxury of moving to Russia or Belarus or Ukraine or any other Russian language speaking country. So my tip and how I made great progress was just deciding, that's it. I am not going to learn the grammar. I'm just going to learn vocabulary. And ever since I did that, I made rapid and fast progress, quicker progress than all my friends, quicker progress than the other people in the university courses that I did in the past. You see, I've been misunderstood 1,000 times in Russia or in Belarus. Every day I'm misunderstood. People don't know what I'm talking about. But not once in all those times has that been because of my lack of grammar. Not once. Every single time I've been misunderstood, it's been because either I didn't know the Russian word or I didn't understand the Russian word they were using. It's been a lack of vocabulary. That's what's always caused the problem. Grammar has never been an issue. You know, in perfect Russian, what you should say is, let's say the accusative case. You should say, "Я вижу эту девушку." Yeah? You've got to change the ending of all the words. Okay. But if I say, "Я вижу эту девушку," you think suddenly some Russian's going to be like, "Whoa, what the hell's he talking about? He didn't use the accusative case. I don't know what he's talking about." No, of course not. Come on. But what would mess me up in that situation is if I didn't know the word for девушка, or if I didn't know the verb вижу. So guys, if you want to learn Russian, especially in the first year, forget grammar. Forget grammar. Drill this into your head. Vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. In learning any language, vocabulary is king. And so forget what anyone else says. You need to know this case system. You need to know how to form the locative plural in the feminine. You don't need it. I've never used it. And I've had relationships with Russian girls who didn't speak English. I've travelled the length and breadth of Russia, Siberia, everywhere. And I've never used it. So if I haven't, you won't. The only people who need to learn grammar is people who are using Russian to pass an exam, such as university students. Sure, if you've got an exam, you need to speak perfect Russian. No doubt you need to know your genitive from your locative case. But if not, if you just want to travel here, you just want to have an adventure, you want to, I don't know, read Russian periodicals, watch Russian films, listen to music, you don't need grammar at all. Trust me about that. I know that sounds strange, but trust me, it's true. The amount of friends that I recommend this to, and I say, don't learn grammar, but they don't believe me. And they continue learning grammar, and I see them and they're wasting hours learning grammar, and I think, why are you doing this? You've got me as an example. You can see that I speak Russian. But somehow they just can't quite believe it, that it's that simple. What? Don't learn grammar? No one will understand me. Trust me, everyone will understand you. Learn vocabulary, okay? So that's my tip today for learning Russian is forget the grammar and open a vocabulary book. Vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. That's all you need. All right, guys, go and do that for a little bit. Have 6 months learning vocabulary and come back. Guarantee you're going to make amazing progress quickly. See you later.